closet. Got that American dream, ticking boxes till you lost it. Life will pass you by, you won't be satisfied. Another year, lovers come and then they leave you. You paint your face and say you're fine, but you can't look in the mirror. Life will pass you by, take another try. You're not broken, just taking it hard. Time moves slowly when you're dying inside. You got what you need to patch the pieces. He's not the one who makes you whole. I know it's hard to say I'm happy when you're alone. I watch you hide yourself away where nobody can find you. But there's no solitude when sadness lives inside. Life will pass you by, you're enough tonight. You're not broken, just taking it hard. Time moves slowly when you're dying inside. You got what you need to pass the pieces. He's not the one who makes you whole. I know it's hard to say I'm happy when you're alone. Ooh, 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 you're not broken, just taking it hard. Time moves slowly when you're dying inside. You got what you need to patch the pieces. He's not the one who makes you whole. You're not broken, you're just taking it hard. Thank you so much. My name is Katarina, and I am a musician and singer-songwriter. Currently, I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It's about 10 a.m. and I love this event. So I just want to thank everybody for having me, and Atanas for inviting me on the event and the show. So I'm a musician, and I spend a lot of time on stage and playing music for people. And when they asked me to speak, I was thinking, oh man, what am I going to talk about? What do I have to say? And to be honest, I'm still thinking that. What do I have to say? But I think we all have something to say. And being a musician and being a songwriter has made me more and more introspective to what I have to say and what you have to say as an individual. So, for example, that last song, it's called Gracie, and it's on my upcoming album. And I started writing that about my cousin because she has a tendency to get married and she deals with depression often. And I had a very intense struggle with depression about 7 years ago, and it lasted for about 3 years. And in the time that I was dealing with depression, I didn't touch my instruments at all. I couldn't, and I don't know what it was, that mental block. And if you've struggled with mental illness, maybe you might know the answer to why it makes you not want to do the things that you love and the things that you want to feel better. It's almost like it's counterproductive. There's something inside you that's trying not to help you feel better. So whatever the reason, I wasn't playing music for a number of years there. And before the pandemic, it was coming back, and I was pursuing different things in the field. And then when the pandemic hit, I was really scared. Honestly, I was worried that it would just come back and I would be depressed and want to quit music, want to quit life. And it didn't. So that's why the name of my talk is called Golden Days, because the last few years have really shown me that there really is a light at the end of the tunnel. And to come from such a dark place and move through that, it's really given me an appreciation of all the small things in life, like coffee. I love coffee. I love going for a walk. I love flowers. And all of that has been implemented into my songwriting over the last couple of years. So yes, that first song, it's called Gracie. I wrote it about my cousin who still kind of struggles with mental health and depression. And it's evolved into really being about, you are not broken. You're just taking it hard. He's not the one that makes you whole. For her, it's about a man, but in general, I think that could be about anything for all of us. I've had comments about addiction and drug abuse and even just what defines us. You know, I'm defined as a musician, and if you strip that away from me, am I still a whole human being? And I don't know. That's a scary thought. So it's really about being just completely comfortable and solid in being your own person, whether you're in a relationship or not. And I think that's hard. I think it's a lifelong journey that we're always trying to figure out who we are and who we're meant to be, and what makes us uniquely ourselves. Which brings me to the next song, which I actually wasn't planning on playing, but I feel inspired. I just got back from Nashville on Thursday, which is, if you don't know it, it's the biggest music city in North America. It's in America, and a lot of country music, but a lot of songwriting happens there. And I wrote a lot of music, and this one I wrote for my dad, just about that. He was, I think, in his 20s, in the 70s, late 60s, and it's all about finding himself. And at the same time, he lost his younger brother to depression. So, not to be a downer, depression is a bit of a theme in my life, but he lost his brother to depression, and then he ended up leaving home and trying to figure out where he needed to be and who he was. So this one, it's still a bit of a work in progress, but it's called Greyhound Part 1. Packed my bags and took the long road to the first state down to Mexico. I know she hoped I would be home by now, but I lost all sense of where I'm from. Sunset dreamers, lonely sleepers, I've seen it all. Trying to find myself in all this 2-week druggist protest. It's not like we thought it would be. I wish you were still here with me. I hopped a bus from coast to coast, a one-way ticket with all I owned, and the longest book I could find. 80 hours alone's a lot of thinking time. When I got to California, I was broke. Now I'm living in the scenes I read about. Sunset dreamers, lonely sleepers, I've seen it all. Trying to find myself in all this 2-week romance, druggist protest. It's not like we thought it would be. I wish you were still here. I found myself in Maine and Oregon on fishing boats at 2 a.m. in hotel rooms with orange juice and paint can seats and mailbox streets. And I've made signs and I built houses of bits and pieces of all my findings, souvenirs I thought you'd like at 15. Sunset dreamers, lonely sleepers, I've been alone, trying to find myself in all this 2-week romance, druggist protest. It's not like we thought it would be. I wish you were still here with me. Thank you. The cool thing about being a musician and a songwriter, or an artist in general, and I think we all are artists in different ways, is the ability to get our emotions outside of ourselves. Because it's so easy for me in particular, and I'm sure many of you, to get very trapped inside a feeling and not being able to let it go. All right, I think I got a couple more minutes left, and I want to end things on a song that I wrote, and I haven't been playing a lot because I was just down in America for a while, in the South, and I didn't feel the most comfortable playing it. I'll duck my verb. There we go. So I don't know where most people are listening in from, but I think everyone knows about the politics in the U.S. over the last 5 years, and it was getting really bad, especially during the pandemic. And I wanted to write a song about it. And unfortunately, even though the politics have shifted for the better, I hope, it's still a song that is relevant in many different countries, and especially with the war that's happening very far away from me, but closer to you guys. So this one is called People Games, and I think my time will be up after this. But I'd love to hear from you. Check me out at Katarina Music on any social media platform, and I'm always happy to talk about mental health and anything. So thank you for having me. This one's People Games. You think you're perfect, you're the king of mankind. If destructions are measured, you're the best we'll find. Humans are pawns and tools made for breaking and bending. You think God will back you with no apologies or amending? If I call you out, am I a threat or just a woman? Will you shut me up, take my mouth and tape my body? There's no pause, no rewind, no do it over. But if there was, nothing would change. Your feet on the power, you're playing people games. My heart is breaking, watching the ruin of a nation. Ignorant voices yelling, we are still the greatest. It's sad how many apes you can create with dirty agendas and fake news commending your every move. If I call you out, am I a threat or just a woman? Will you shut me up, tape my mouth and take my body? There's no pause, no rewind, no do it over. But if there was, nothing would change. Your feet on the power, you're playing people games. You want respect, but you don't give it. You quote the Bible, but you don't live it. You make the rules that you don't follow. You should be hope, but you're the gallows. It's too late to make amends. It's too late to offer your hand. It's too late, it's too late. If I call you out, am I a threat or just a woman? Will you shut me up, tape my mouth and take my body? There's no pause, no rewind, no do it over. But if there was, nothing would change. Your feet on the power, you're playing people games. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody.